Smack 'em a gob, everybody. King Dinosaur. This is an interesting one. He asked me to do my top 20 heavy metal ballads. Now, I didn't want to do like, you know, songs that didn't really resemble metal. Like my favorite ballad of all time is Keep Holding On from Wasp. Metal band, but that song is so far from metal. I didn't add it to the list, or Planet Caravan. You know, it's nothing metal about it. You know, another great one is Union, a Robin song, which I was just listening to on my iPod Shuffle, but it's not metal. So these are 20, and they're not in order, all right? They're not in order. At number 20, number 20, The Legacy from Testament. I'm not the biggest Testament guy, but I love that song, The Legacy. I remember the ballad, the album before. I was like, what the hell? This is fucking bullshit. This band can't do ballads. Oh, I was wrong. The Legacy is one of my favorite Testament songs. Definitely, and it's got the metal. Mellow, ballady, but metal. All right, then, Motley Crue with Danger. The song that ends Shout at the Devil. It's heavy in spots. Love Vince's voice. One of my favorite Vince Neil vocal performances is on Danger. All right, next. All Hail Manowar with Courage. Courage is such a... I love the fuck out of that band. I know a lot of people look down on it. It's cheesy. It's this and that. You ain't got no... You're too anal. You got sticks up your ass. Not one stick. You got sticks. If you think, oh, I can't get into Manowar because they're cheesy. Yeah, you can eat a pizza, right? You hypocrite. Manowar rules. Courage rules. And it's uplifting, man. It's a song like, you know, it's ballady, but it's got this power to it. That's metal, because Manowar's metal, like it or not. They're fucking true metal. You posers. Alright, Leave the Hall. Alright, okay. This one's going to shock everybody, I'm sure. Well, some of you may know, because I have praised this in the past. And this is a band I used to not like, and now I love. And back when I didn't like them, nobody liked them. They were like the running joke. I'm talking about Winger. Yeah, Winger. Their last album has what I consider their greatest song. And it's ballady, but it, man, rips on it. And it's called It All Comes Around. Or It All Comes Back Around. What a song. You know, it's fucking awesome, you know. And but you know, it's over 7 minutes long. So, you know, nobody's going to be getting into it because everybody's got short attention spans now. I even have short attention span. But that song keeps me interested. It's 7 minutes plus. And it's beautiful and it's heavy at times. It's a masterpiece. It's the greatest Winger song, if you ask me. And it's the last song off their last album because I believe Winger's done. You know, I can understand though. You know, that last album's amazing. And you write a song like It All Comes Back Around and it doesn't take off. Why do you... It's like... I give up. I'm never going to have a hit ever again. You know? I had... The one hit I had, or one of the hits I had, I was talking about a 17-year-old. Not cool. I hate that song, by the way. I didn't like the second Winger album. First one had some good tracks. I want to thank the people, somebody that donated. Somebody donated for me to put the first Winger album against something. And that's when I realized, man, this album ain't bad. You know, except for 17, of course. But it's not a bad album. Then I heard the second one. I was like, my buddy from Canada, Jackson Rowdy, got me the second one. I don't like it. Pull is awesome. Jackson Rowdy got me Pull on vinyl. Awesome. I like the album 7. And there was a few other ones. I like Winger, man. I ain't ashamed to admit it now. Alright. Yeah, Winger takes that one. Alright, next. At number 16, Heaven Sent from Dokken. It's ballady. Heavy hard rock and save me. Fucking killer tune. Give it to Heaven Sent. All right, at number 15, Crocus was Screaming in the Night. That's one of their best damn tunes. Top 5 for sure. Love it. I love the hell out of it. MTV used to play the hell out of that video, man. Weird video, but it's an awesome tune. Makes the list. Crocus, Screaming in the Night. All right, next. All right, you know what? At 14, I was thinking of putting Mirror Mirror, because that is my favorite Def Leppard song. But then I thought about it. I was like, it's really not that ballady. I'll pick another ballad they did, where it's got a lot of new wave of British heavy metal mixed in with it, but it's a ballady song. And that's off On Through the Night, the song called Sorrow is a Woman. Can't you see that it's true? Someone as lonely as you. I love that song and the guitar work, and then when the band kicks in, awesome stuff. Makes the list. And I like Mirror Mirror more. Alright, next. Oh man, I love this one. This one's very mellow, but at the end, it's total metal. Total metal from the originator, Tony Iommi. And I'm talking about Nightwing, the last song on Headless Cross. Tony Martin's voice on that is so spectacular, and especially at the end when he's hitting those real high notes and then Tony comes in with that ripping solo. Definitely makes the list. Nightwing, Black Sabbath. All right, next, Dio. Off an album I'm not too crazy about, Magica, but man, this song rules. As long as it's not about love, that beautiful crooning he does sounds like an angel. All mellow, and then it comes in with kind of like the doomy riffs. Great tune. Best song off Magica, if you ask me. Alright, next. Alright, this one, alright, I gotta admit, this one is more heavy than mellow, but I added it on here because the beginning is so mellow. But then it doesn't last too long, and then it gets so fucking heavy. I really didn't want to put this on the list, but the song is so cool, I need to shout it out. My second favorite song off the first Fastway album, Another Day. Just the way it begins and Dave King's voice, and then it just kicks in. What a tune. Yeah, I put it on the list. It almost was disqualified, but the mellow part was half a second longer than what I would allow. So yeah, Fastway. Next, Metallica, Fade to Black. I love it. Yeah, I was thinking there's Fade to Black, there's Sanitarium, and there's one, and I love all three of them. I love Fade to Black the best though. Wins. Alright, next. Twisted Sister, The Price. I love that song. The guitar work, you know, I'm surprised this didn't make Blabbermouth. I interviewed Eddie Ojeda in Nashville, and me and Ian interviewed him. We both asked him, it's like, hey man, Dee Snider gets all the credit on all the songs. Like, he wrote everything. Is that true? And he's like, no, man. He said, I came up with the price, that guitar, that's I came up with that. And nobody cares about our interviews. But that was damn fine interviewing from us. Yeah, The Price. All right, next. Well, this is a band that wrote my favorite ballad of all time. Keep Holding On, but not metal. But this one, it has the metal. It has the Lucifer's magic. I'm talking about Sleeping in the Fire, man. That song rules. It needs to be on the list. All right. Number 7, my all-time favorite Ozzy ballad, Tonight, off Diary of a Madman. Perfection. Beautiful. I love Bob Daisley's bass player, and I love Randy, of course, and Ozzy, and Lee Kerslake. All right. At number 6, oh my God, Kiss, with 1,000,000 to 1 off Lick It Up. That song owns pretty damn hard. And I was lucky enough to see Paul perform that on that Lift the Wind tour, which was like the last time I saw Paul sound good. He sounded great that night. He lost his voice after that shit. But he sang 1,000,000 to 1 perfectly. It wins. All right, at number 5, Judas Priest, Beyond the Realms of Death. It's ballady, but it's metal as hell. It's metal as fudge. Judas Priest. I love, what's the next, Before the Dawn, but that one, again, it's not metal at all. There's the metal in that song, Beyond the Realms of Death. All right, at number 4, most underrated song on my list. A song called Cold Fire from a band called Warrior, off an album called Fighting for the Earth, which is the most underrated metal album ever. Ever. Seriously, ever. It should have sold 15 quadrillion albums. The ballad on that album called Cold Fire. God. And that McCarthy guy hitting those high notes at the, oh, cold fire. Like the real high notes at the end. Godly. Warrior. Cold Fire definitely makes the list. It would be like in my top 4 or 5. And that's where we are now. But again, these are in order. All right, number 3, Iron Maiden with Remember Tomorrow. Again, like I was saying earlier, it's got the metal influence. But, my favorite Iron Maiden song is Prodigal Son, but there's nothing really metal about it. Remember Tomorrow has those metal breakdowns. So I'm giving it to Remember Tomorrow, Iron Maiden. At number 2, all right, this one is a little controversial, but you got to remember, this shit was metal back in the day. And listening to it now, it's still metal as fuck. And I'm talking about Deep Purple's Child in Time. All mellow, but when it goes into the jamming section, that's metal, man. That's total metal to these ears. Child in Time makes the list. All right, and the last one, not my favorite ballad, but it's one of them. Melissa from Merciful Fate. Fucking perfection. I'm kneeling in front of the altar. I love the version, the original version. They re-released it with King going, Melissa, over the guitar, and I hate that. And finally they released it again, the original version, I got it. So I'm happy now. But anyway, King Dinosaur, I hope you're happy with my top 20 metal ballads. I'm sure I'm forgetting a few, but whatever, man. But I want to thank you, my friend. I want to thank everybody out there for watching. If you'd like to donate, I got a PayPal in the description below. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Ring the little notification bell and like the video. It's good for the YouTube algorithms. So let's put the X in sex. Stay frosty. Listen to Warrior, Fighting for the Earth. And smack 'em a gob.